Everybody Sims, and we are back with more Code Realized Future Blessings. And in the still middle-ish, getting toward the end of Mrs. Route? I don't know. Chapter 3 is really long. I was like, wow, we're going through this really fast if there's only like, I don't know, 4 or 5 chapters. I don't know. I don't know, maybe chapter 4 doesn't have any choices. Our guide doesn't even have a chapter 4. It's like chapter 3, chapter 5. So either someone doesn't know how to count, or chapter 4 has no choices, which is why they didn't put it in there. But they could have put chapter 4 no choices. I don't know. Anyway. But we're still in chapter 3, I think. So this is like a really long chapter. Okay. I have no idea where we are right now. We're blank dots. Ah. So that's where I fell from. From my red-tinted vision, I can see a ceiling of steel that spreads as if to cover the entire sky. Is this Finis? The throne of God that glares from the heavens high above. The battleship Nautilus. Oh my god. This is a Finis. Because I'm like, it's not Hansel. Father will soon waken there and become a god, guiding the ignorant to enlightenment. Right, I've accomplished it. I finally accomplished something that would make Father proud of me. Blood flows from my mouth, and I let out a proud laugh. I slowly close my eyes so that I can savor the elation that seeps throughout my body. Then I come to a realization. I can no longer feel even a hint of Father's presence that had always been at my side. Ah, I see. Perfect. A wounded doll with a newly sprouted individualism. There's no longer any use for this vessel. Oh my god. Okay, so all the Finisses are going to die, but there's going to be this Finis that's alive that was cast out that we touched. Oh, okay, perfect. So I was discarded. Now that I'm wounded, there's no way I can fulfill my task as a terminal. I'm sure then that Father severed the connection between me and the main body and disposed of me like this. My job is done. Even putting aside the grave injury of my pierced abdomen, I fell from the sky high up above. It was already a miracle that I was still in one piece, that I was alive at all. Then, just like a broken doll, all that's left to do is rot away where I landed. But please, stop treating yourself like a doll. Be quiet. I, as a big sister to my little brother, would like to love you. That's what I feel from the bottom of my heart. Just let me sleep. Every time my consciousness nears its end, a voice returns to my ear to call it back. I just wanted to leave me be. All I did was push her away. Sister, you really are stupid incarnate. Help me. I wonder what would have happened if I had said those words out loud up there. Those meaningless words that beg for salvation. Right. Even I can't imagine what my salvation would be like. Why then did I say those words? Help me, sister. I feel a cold drop run down my cheek. I reach to the sky with a trembling hand, like a boy yearning for the stars that I'll never be able to reach. There's no way to ever reach it. Even I know that. But even so... Oh, is this Finis gonna die? It's sad. But I felt my big sister's hand. Someone's coming. He couldn't tell who it was. They were saying something, but he couldn't hear them probably. Oh, they're gonna save him. Oh, look, now we're at chapter 4. Finis. This has no choices. Probably because it's all not about us. I don't know. The steel colossus created by the hands of the scientist Nemo, who had once been banished from the Royal Society. The gigantic aerial battleship known as Nautilus. It suddenly appeared in the skies high above London, brought its sudden appearance. Okay, I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense, because I can't read. Its sudden appearance in the skies high above London brought the city's myriad residents to the brink of despair. Half of the city had been destroyed by the cannonballs that rained down from the battleship. Even Buckingham Palace, symbol of the United Kingdom, sustained massive damage. In the skies above this crippled London, The Nautilus extols its principles loudly. Code Realize. The grandiose plan to create a new world by forcing humanity's evolution through never-ending warfare. Upon learning of it, some began to pray as if begging for forgiveness. Others cried vehemently in opposition. Regardless, none of them would ever see the steel god that rained from the sky above. The earth bound could only look to the sky and await the awakening of God that the Nautilus declared. But one band of ragtag friends is gonna bring that sucker down. Well then, the city has certainly seen its better days. Lupin lets out a tired sigh and falls into the sofa. Mountains of rubble stand wherever bombs fell, and the fires that paint the cityscape continue to spread. And yet somehow St. Germain's mansion is perfectly protected. Idea, never mind. Even a full day after the Nautilus's barrage, a cacophony of screams and terror fills the city. Looks like quite a few have already begun evacuating. Can't say I blame them. The gate is so crowded, and it feels like a riot could break out any second. But if their statement is to be believed, even fleeing halfway across the world would be pointless. After all, they intend on involving all humanity in their war. Dragging the whole world into eternal war for the advancement of science, huh? But that's mixing up priorities. It's not humanity that advances for science, but science that advances for humanity. As one who loves science, perhaps he's sad, or perhaps he's mortified. Impey grinds his teeth and slams his fists together. Victor nods solemnly, as if in agreement. What we do know for sure is that she's absolutely required for the completion of Code Realize. Conversely, if we can get her back, we may have a chance of stopping it. And the one who could be our keystone for that is him, is it? Van Helsing looks up at the ceiling, not even trying to hide a stern expression. Then... Whoa, calm down. You're in bad shape. Everyone in the room exchanges looks as they hear a commotion upstairs. Let us check in on our guest. It seems that he's awoken. Like I told you, just relax. If you won't listen to me, maybe you'd rather listen to my fist. Piss off. I can't stay here even a second longer. And then he's like, oh my god, look at the cute fluffy dog. Deli and Finis, best friends forever. Hi there. So you're awake. I was told you were hanging on by a thread, but it appears you're doing well. There's a hectic exchange in the room as Lupin and the others enter. Spacey barks as he hops around, and Delacroix II wears a troubled face with his brow furrowed. Numerous blankets lay strewn on the floor. And in the center of the room, there was Finis making a sour expression as Delacroix II pins him down. Adorable. Woo! Oh! Do I sense love blooming? Finis is very girly, you know. Saying, Ellie's like, but you are human. Like, I am far from human, freakish vampire. Love! Oh my god, it's like little Lupin and little Van Helsing. Like best friends. So sorry, but mind taking him off my hands for a bit? He's a little out of control right now. I'll go change the water. I'm counting on you all. An awkward silence falls on the room after Delacroix II leaves his seat. Finis, I'm sure you're confused, having just woken up, but could you calm down and listen first? We found you unconscious in the forest outskirts while we were chasing the Nautilus. It would appear that you had fallen from said ship. Apparently, the trees and grass acted as a cushion, miraculously saving you, but you were still pretty gravely injured. And so you treated me on your own accord. Do you think that I owe you now? Because I don't seem to recall asking for your help, ever. Ugh, you're really not being cute. We saved your behind. It's hard to believe you're related to my honey, who's so sweet and lovely. Impey is turning into Deli because I can't do his voice anymore because Nemo broke me. Shut up. Like I'd want the likes of you to consider me cute. He's look at his face. He's like, I want everyone to think I'm cute. I just want that vampire boy to think I'm cute. You didn't know Finis was... See, Finis didn't even know. Besides, what reason is there to save me? I am supposed to be your enemy. Yeah, you're right. If you're aware of that much, this should be a brief chat. Oh! Van Helsing! He's a poor, innocent, bandaged-up boy. But it's weird, because he's supposed to be our twin brother, and he really does look like he's, like, 12 or 13, and then that creeps me out at the fact that, Spacey, like, when she's, oh, I have a friend my own age, to Shirley, and it's like, but Shirley's 13, and that would mean you're 13 or 14, and that makes every relationship that you're having with these men really fucking creepy. I know this is back in ye olde times, but, like, let's not try to be completely accurate to the time period in that sense, because that's fucking weird. Although they are in their 20s, and even if she's like 16 or 17, I suppose he would have to... okay, fine. You can't make their teenagers look as old as, like... But Deli and Finnis look the same age to me. I don't know. Maybe Deli's supposed to be a teen. But then he looks younger than us. I don't know, I'm confused. Unless, even though Finnis and I are supposed to be twins, our father made him a younger version. But then when you see him in the tank, he's like Finnis the man. That was not Finnis boy. That was Finnis man. And then you, like... He comes out like that. I don't know. It's really confusing. You killed my family. I can't speak for the others, but you're undoubtedly the target of my revenge. Van Helsing. Finnis felt the sensation of a cold iron barrel pressed against him. Even in the situation where he could be killed with one movement... Even in the situation where he could be killed with one movement of the finger, Finnis simply sighs as if he's exhausted. If you want to shoot, then shoot. But no, there's little point in killing me. There's still countless backups aboard the Nautilus. Nothing will change if I'm gone. I'll simply return as a new me. But it suddenly hits Finnis. Suppose I was shot and killed here. A new self will appear in my stead with the same knowledge and memories. Can I honestly say that I truly came back to life? Myself, the one who was worrying about this right this second, will disappear. Ever so slightly, his shoulders tremble, trembling at the fear of the end that he had never considered before. Because, technically, no. There will be nothing with your memories. Because, didn't he say, like, Isaac cut him off? He can't sense anything that's going on up there with the other Finnises. He has no idea. He's cut off from them. So, if he were to die, everything all of his cease to exist. Because he's been cut off. He's basically now abandoned. Because the father thought he was dead. It was like, oh, I'm going to cut you off so that the other Finnises don't suffer. You plummeted and you have no idea what happened. And the Finnis that's on board with Spacey doesn't know about any of this. And when he dies, he's not going to know. He's been cut off. Oh! He's the lone surviving Finnis, the one with the burned hand. Trembling at the fear of the end that he had never considered before. I see. If I'm shot, then I die. Wait, Van Helsing. As he says, there's little point in killing him here and now. Besides, he's the only one with connections to our princess who can lead us to her in this situation. And he's like, damn it! I know, boner power, right? Suppose he does still serve a purpose. Yeah. You're princess. You're queen. Bitch. Whatever, you can treat me like a princess. I still rule over all of you. My man harem boys. Oh, love it. Oh, I see. I get it now. The reason I was saved so that you could obtain information to save sister. Criminy. There's no one who doesn't constantly go on about sister this, sister that. Finnis spat out his words in frustration, clenching his teeth tightly. I just really want, like, someone to just, like Van Helsing, to just be like, just grab him and hug him and be like, it's okay, kid. There. Because, like, Van Helsing's not the huggy type, but I just want to see him do it. Of course, then Deli would come in and be like, Van Helsing has never hugged me. Why is he hugging this other kid? How would Van Helsing? And he would go off crying and be sad. Okay, Lupin, hug him. Somebody hug the fucking kid. Just somebody hug him. Hug the fucking Finnis. Somebody hug him. What I can tell you is that you're too late regardless. Sister is inside the Nautilus. She'll soon become the Philosopher's Stone and unleash a deadly poison that will instantly turn London into a mausoleum. Then, once a father obtains the Philosopher's Stone, his advent as a machine god will finally begin. So no matter what you do, Father's plan cannot be stopped. It's impossible for you to stop it. Finis begins to laugh maniacally, but Lupin and the others just smiled fearlessly in return without a hint of worry. You can keep telling yourself that, but whether or not it's impossible isn't up to you to decide. That's right. Not a single one of us has given up yet. We'll save her and put a stop to Code Realize. There's got to be a way. And if you think about it, what a prime, delicious situation for Prince Charming to rescue his captured princess. Wait for me, Spacey! Valiant Prince Impey will come to save you and deliver you a passionate kiss. If you really want to be a help to us, then clamp your gob and spare us our sanity. Victor has to step in between the two as the mediator, as per usual. Watching the rowdy bunch, Finis is perplexed. How can they continue to goof around, even in such a hopeless situation? Seeing him shake his head as if he can't figure it out, Lupin speaks up. Maybe I can see the resemblance. You're similar to Spacey. When I had first met her. Me, similar to sister. Indeed. She too enclosed herself in a cage, calling herself a monster, and was terrified of stepping outside of it. But that's precisely why I wanted to reach out to her. Being able to feel the warmth of others, laugh together, I wanted her to live life like an ordinary girl. At any rate, Finis, you should focus on your recovery first and foremost. I doubt you can even move around properly yet. Huh? Are you a dimwit? I'm the leader of Twilight, your enemy. Nothing would change even if you were gone. You just said as much yourself. Which means that right now, you're not the leader of Twilight, nor are you Isaac's puppet. So that makes you just Finis, right? With those words, Lupin and the others begin to leave the room one by one. The only one who remains are Finis and Cece. Finis, bewildered by the small dog that came climbing onto the bed, muttered toward the dog. So sister was with this lot every day, huh? I think I can understand why she would have held out that strange hope that she would be loved. Look at his sad face. He has such a pretty face, too. And you're like, oh, he's such a pretty girl. But his sad eyes. Aw, poor Finis. I still can't connect. A small sigh blends with the bird song that signifies the coming of morning. The morning of the next day. Holding the wound that still ached, Finis attempts repeatedly to access the main body. But no matter how many times he tries, the result is the same. Father isn't there. I can't sense Father. That's one of his greatest fears. The anxiety and solitude, as if there's a chasm in his heart. But as if to fill that void, an unknown emotion wavers. What is this feeling? I wonder if Sister would be able to tell me. Finis shakes his head from side to side. Answers, or anything else. They are but wishes with nobody to grant them. Considering the Nautilus is immobile, the Philosopher's Stone is probably still incomplete. He'd still consider the possibility since holding out the pendant, but London could be covered in poison this instant. A knock resounds from the door as he looks out the window. I'm coming in, Finis. Oh, you're awake. Doesn't look like you ate much this morning. You may not look it, but Impey is actually quite the chef. Unfortunately, I have no appetite, and there's no guarantee that it's not poisoned. Someone's feeling rebellious. And Delacroix's like, dude, I know that feeling. I was totally like you a couple months ago when I came here too. And he's like, what? And he's like, yeah, I wanted to kill all these bastards. Now they're my best friends. Well, not that I have a lot of room to talk, considering how I was not long ago. Delacroix II lets out a bitter laugh as he collects the dishes. A few moments later, he strikes his plan and opens his mouth. Ha, right. I was thinking of taking Cece out for a walk. Right, and? I'm sure it must be boring cooped up in here. Why don't you tag along? Before even finishing talking, he grabs Finis' hand and begins to walk. Wait a moment! I have absolutely no intention of going... Object as he might, his strength was no match for a vampire's. Dragged along, quite literally, by Delacroix II, Finis ends up outside. He's just walking around bandaged with no shirt. The massive figure of the Nautilus overhead casts a dark shadow upon London, both literally and figuratively. The city was in a dreadful state. The cobblestone had been smashed, and the buildings were crumbling one after another. All around the city were the scars of the Nautilus's bombardment. Staring at the scene apathetically, Finis slowly walked behind Spacey and Delacroix II. No matter how much he walks this ground, there's no way for him to return to where he truly wants to be. He looks to the sky. Throne of the heavens, built for Father. The place where his father, big sister, and Finis remain. The place where he himself was supposed to be. What am I doing? Is everything all right, Finis? Delacroix II suddenly taps Finis's shoulder and looks into his face. Finis looks forward, making no attempt to hide his grimace. What? That's my line. You were glaring up at the Nautilus with quite a scowl. Glaring? Don't be silly. Why would I glare at Father's battleship? In fact, just looking at it makes me feel proud. He lets out a faint laugh from deep within his throat. Delacroix II could only stare at him with a blank expression. Finis, why do you laugh like that? What? Normally, one smiles when they're having fun or happy. So what made you happy enough to laugh? What else? Because Father's plan is going to be realized. If Father revives, then my duty will finally be fulfilled. I'll finally be loved. Will you? Delacroix II's quiet eyes meet Finis's. As if possessed by his gaze, Finis stops unconsciously. Let's assume you fulfill your duty and finally got your praise. When it happens, the ones who receive that praise and love won't be the ones standing in front of me. Be quiet! Even if Finis is loved as you claim he will be, when that happens, you'll no longer be a part of this world. Are you truly all right with that? Shut up! Like you know anything! You're right, I don't. But that's why I'm asking you this now. Because I don't know. If it's truly what it means to be loved. I was blessed, raised under a strict but dignified father and a kind and gentle mother. But those parents are no longer here, because they were killed in the Vampire War. Delacroix II's eyes narrow. Finis swallows, met by the eyes filled with a dark light. The Ireland extermination war of subspecies. My father, who was the king of the vampire clan, fell victim to it. The one who sparked that war were Twilight, meaning that you're indirectly the root of my vengeance. If you know that much, then why don't you kill me, the leader of Twilight? You're a pure-blooded vampire, yes? You could tear me to pieces even unarmed. The same goes for Van Helsing. Isn't he your direct target of vengeance? They tried to kill Van Helsing, but he ended up defeating me instead. Delacroix II makes a bitter laugh and lets out a sigh. It's as though a memory is slowly coming back to him. I was defeated despite planning to take vengeance, and then I began tagging along with Van Helsing and your sister. And during that time, I got to thinking, did my father, Delacroix, just and majestic king of vampires? Delacroix, a vampire of immense strength and popularity, who ruled over the vampire clan, and the father of Delhi, died in the vampire war to Van Helsing's gun. Really want me to lose my mind in a frenzy of hatred and rage? Delacroix II shakes his head. He laughs as if at his past self. In the end, perhaps I was distorting the memory of my father, disrespecting him. From the depths of hell, my mother, father, and clan hold a grudge. I must avenge them or they can never rest. Even though there's no way for my father, who died with pride in the final battle, would ever think that way. Do you mean to say that I'm the same? Saying that I'm distorting Father, making assumptions, delusions, that I'm not seeing a single thing that Father is actually envisioning? I can't say for sure. Your situation is different from mine after all, but call it a hunch, that's all. Delacroix II looks up at the sky with Finis. Then he mutters quietly, a word of advice from one who was blinded from thinking about his father and clan. Someday, both you and I must become independent and stop being tied down by the fathers of our delusions. A long period of silence follows. A silence in which both sides are deep in thought, but neither can open their mouth to speak. Spacey tilts his head, looking up quizzically at the two. Like, hello, why the fuck are we just standing here? Oh, sorry, Spacey. We interrupted your walk. Let's go, Finis. Staring at Delacroix II's back as he begins to walk away, Finis sluggishly follows. He'll love me if I fulfill my duty. His smile will finally be meant for me. Those feelings that had supported him for so long begin to collapse around him like a house of cards. Who cares if it's just an illusion? If I throw that away, there'll be no one left to love me. Aw, yes there will. We're your big sister. We're supposed to love you, even if you're a dickhole. All right, then. Now that everyone's present, let's get on with the meeting. Our goal, to bring back our princess. Impe, Van Helsing, Victor, and Delacroix II. Quietly regarding the gathered members, Lupin nods and initiates the meeting. As you are all aware, the situation is grim. Isaac's revival is imminent, and our princess is in grave danger. Not to mention that scrap of iron in the sky. At this rate, the Philosopher's Stone will be completed, and the world will be pulled into war from this Code Realize. Then it's obvious what we must do. Yeah, infiltrate the battleship and bring back our runaway girl ourselves. Simple as that. Aw, I run away and they're all gonna just take over a world-ending machine for me. Magical. Wow. Most guys don't even text you back. And these assholes are running into death itself to protect me. I love it. It's amazing. Anime boys. They're the best. Even when they're assholes, they're still the best. That leaves our biggest question. How are we gonna board that battleship? Everyone's eyes shift to one person in particular. The recipient, Impe, makes a confident, fearless declaration. Ho ho! I suppose this is where I get to display my genius engineering skills. Remember the airship from the Black Gathering? I'm having Impe pretty up that lass in a hurry. You mean the princess and servants? I assumed we'd gotten rid of it after the damage it had taken. Impe's airship, also known as the Princess and Servants. It is an airship procured from sky pirates by Lupin and altered by Impe. It was used in the Black Gathering, but was heavily damaged just as it completed its task. Yup, honestly, I can't restore it completely. Even with my genius, we can only make it fly again just once. One shot is all we need. Splendid. It's not like there'll be a second chance if we fail. Besides, so let's not worry. Lupin grins and everyone in attendance nods in unison. They know all too well. This is the point of no return. There is the issue of how to make it past the anti-aircraft fire. But even if we do, it would be safe to assume that the ship is crawling with countless guards. I don't care how many Twilight soldiers are up there. I'll take them all on. Well, the enemy isn't necessarily just Twilight soldiers. Take that knight we fought at the Great Cathedral, for instance. A third party like that would definitely complicate matters. Ah, that knight. Who was that anyways? They didn't seem to be an ally of Twilight, but... That's fine. The name of the knight whom you speak of is Guinevere. She's a being belonging to an organization known as Idea. I'm assuming it's probably Finis, actually. It's actually probably Finis rather than Saint Germain, so I should have read that in Finis' voice. Why would Saint Germain be showing up and giving us that clue? It's Finis. Sorry. Anyway, everyone turns toward the source of the interjection at the room's entrance. And there, with a smile, stood... Oh god, it was! Oh my god, it was Saint Germain! Why would he pop in? Saint Germain! Why did you... Oh my god! I was really like, wow, we've just totally diverged, and Saint Germain's off on his own, and it's like, okay, bye. You're supposed... Wait, it's weird, but okay. The owner of the mansion, along with Lionheart. Cool, I'm just magic at guessing. Saint Germain and Old Man Lion. Pray pardon my intrusion. Well, if it isn't Saint E.G., where were you off to while our princess needs rescuing? I had an important matter to see to. I apologize for the trouble I caused you all during that occasion. That aside, Count, what is this idea that you just mentioned? Idea is an existence that has guided this world's history ever since the dawn of civilization. An organization that follows the prophecy of its leader, Omnibus, in order to prevent the destruction of the human race. And I, Saint Germain, am one of their members, one of Idea's apostles. The world's history? I'm sure it is difficult to take in so suddenly, and you needn't understand it all immediately. What's important at present is the fact that this time, Idea is making its move in order to halt Isaac's plan. Which is why that knight claimed she would get rid of the key for Code Realize, I take it. Indeed, our objective is to stop Isaac's ambition. We would do whatever is necessary. Saint Germain narrows his eyes as if to imply he's not necessarily an ally. Everyone here is already well aware that the surest way to thwart Isaac's plan is the destruction of the Horologium, along with Spacey. Destroying the Horologium is a sacrifice that must be made. At least, Omnibus and the majority of the apostles are acting with that intention. Majority of the apostles, you say? So, Count, what you're saying is that you are the minority? He's like, I'm in love with her just like you. Like, you wouldn't have come all this way if you were on board with what Idea believes, correct? I am pleased that you came to such a conclusion. As you've surmised, I do not entirely agree with Omnibus's approach. From my standpoint, I do not think I will be able to leave Idea, but the brief years I've spent with you all... Years? Wow, I've spent with you all have been far more valuable than the thousands I've spent wandering in underneath. In undeath, okay. Indeed, if it is within my power, then I would not soon lose this. As he smiled, Saint Germain looked to Lionheart, who stood beside him. When the Nautilus attacked, Ideas sheltered Queen Victoria from the bombing. The Queen, who would protect the United Kingdom, will work with Idea and oppose the Nautilus, no matter the cost. Isn't that so, Captain of the Guard, Lionheart?
But the dignity of the United Kingdom, Her Majesty plans to take down the Nautilus.
Sacrificing one girl's life is a price worth paying to protect all London. So the Queen's in on it too, is she?
I won't deny it. It's only a natural judgment as a stateswoman.
Lionheart asserts himself in a dignified manner, accepting the piercing gazes. Then he turns his back to everyone.
You did not hear this from me, but we are planning an all-out assault against the Nautilus before dawn tomorrow. The fate of the world hangs in the balance. Thousands will flock from all around the United Kingdom to help. I would wager that no one would pay any mind to one additional airship.
You mean...
You lot are the band of petty thieves who broke in right before Her Majesty's eyes. Surely you can rescue one less.
Bending the corners of his lips into a smile, Lionheart makes to leave. Old Man Lion, you cardio. But that is likely the best compromise he, or rather, the Queen could make. Right, then, I too shall take my leave. Decide amongst yourselves who will play the role of knight in shining armor.
Count, you won't be coming with us?
I shall return to Idea, and there I will try to restrain their actions. And I must offer my support in the event that you all fail. Depending on what transpires, Idea plans to rain down fire and brimstone if it means fulfilling their task. Saint Germain doesn't even have to put it into words. Van Helsing shakes his head.
A needless concern.
We'll get her back, absolutely. And we'll stop Isaac while we're at it. Indeed, I'm expecting as much. Let us all gather here again once everything is over. Her included, of course.
He turns around and there's Spinnis.
He's like, didn't you stab me once? I stabbed you several hundred times. I believe I stabbed you about 38 times, to be exact. And then, the time limit that Lionheart had told us quickly approaches. The time to carry out the assault on the Nautilus. Lupin and the others finish preparations and gather in the front lobby. Told us. Who's us? Who am I? I'm not anybody. I'm just the narrator. Now, all we need to do is wait until the army makes their move, slip in and use our airship like a battering ram. The only other thing we need to worry about is... He throws a glance at the top floor. Finnis has been keeping himself cooped up in his room since the other day. No matter who came by, he wouldn't come out. He would be fighting against his own papa. Of course he'd be hesitant.
Besides, we're heading into the battlefield. It would be far safer for him to stay behind with Cece.
He would make an ideal guide if we were able to bring him along. We can't force him. Besides, and believe me, I don't want to say it, but there's a chance he might betray us.
Good point. I guess we'll have to leave him then.
Leave who?
Finnis.
The sound of Finnis's footsteps resound as he slowly steps down the stairs. It'd just be really so much funnier, though, if he, like, they always have a grand entrance, like, leave who? I'm coming with you guys. It'd be so much funnier if he comes like, I'm coming with you. Ah, fuck, they already ran out the door. Wait for me! And he goes scrambling out the door because, like, they've already left. Because in every movie, there's always a thing like this. This is the thing. This is so cliche. I mean, don't get me wrong. We love it anyway. But it is funny. It's like always like, who? I'm coming with you. Like, we didn't know that was going to happen. But it'd just be so funny if he comes out and be like, leave who? Oh, shit. They're already Fuck, my timing is shit. Their timing is always perfect. It'd just be funnier if their timing was shit. Well, no need to repeat ourselves if you overheard us. We're heading to the Nautilus when the army begins their attack. And what of you? You're not going to order me to do something? I'm your captive. I'm in no position to argue whether you order me to guide you or stay behind. Ha! If you're expecting someone to order you through life, perish the thought. No matter the conclusion you draw, you take responsibility for your own decisions. That's how one lives life. Directing his displeased face toward Lupin's response, Finis opens his mouth. Sister will soon become a monster. The poison-covered London will become the heart of the new world. Sister will vanish, the Philosopher's Stone left in her stead. If that happens, no one will be able to stop it. The world will be created anew. But someone told me that I'm not a doll. At first I thought that she was just blathering, but she was warm. Her body and arms that hugged me. My sister is a monster who can't touch anyone, but she was warmer than anything I've ever known. Finis clenches his fist. See, this is the Finis that touched her, and it's the Finis that we've had all of our experiences with, not one of the fake Finises. His hand that was injured and hideously burnt. Frankly, I can't shake off my hesitation. My desire for Father's love is still there. But Sister told me something. She said that Father isn't the only one capable of loving me. That she'd love me as well. A monster sister and a doll... a monster sister and a doll brother. It's ridiculous. Maybe there's a point to playing house like this after all. If we can live as people, love one another, and live as a family, then... I want to know. So until then, it simply wouldn't do if Sister disappeared. As Finis yelled with his fists clenched, everyone there made a grin. That settles that, then. Indeed. We'll happily have you if that's the case, and together we'll reach our princess. I swear on our fists we'll get her back together. Leave it to me. If you're my princess's brother, that would make me your brother-in-law. I doubt you'll have any laws to worry about in your future, Impey. Turning away from the noisy bunch, Finis thinks to himself. The steel castle that tramples the sky of London even now. The answers that he seeks lay there. Wait for me, sister. Aw. This is the last chapter! So we probably have one more part after this. Because we'll get through part of chapter 5. There's no more other bad endings. So we're going to get to where we have the last choice in this chapter. There's only one choice. When we get to that choice, we'll save. We'll go back through. We'll load back up the very first save. Skim through everything and see all the different things that we didn't see. Go down and get the normal ending. Then come back and do the good ending. So I don't know if we'll get to that point in the next 20 minutes or so. But that's what we'll be doing in the rest of this part / the next part. I'm just assuming it'll probably end in the next hour. I doubt we'll have an hour and a half left. So yeah, something like that. Anyway, that day, the night the sky of London was dyed in the color of flames and blood. Do not falter. Focus fire. No matter how strong a fortress may be, we'll find an opening. Blimey, the starboard side took a hit. Losing altitude fast. Hold fast, men. United Kingdom Army soldiers and the Scotland Yard officers had rushed from all across the nation in this time of crisis. Bloody hell. Just charge in. The government will pay for repairs. Besides. Right then, blokes. Time to make some money to buy back the airship some dolt nicked from us. That's us. Promised handsome rewards, even the bounty hunters and sky pirates participated. Filling the night sky like stars, countless airship fleets gathered by the Queen's call. For now, anyway, their social and criminal statuses didn't matter. The collective force of the British Empire, now gathered, with ships repeatedly fired, lashing out at the throat of the Nautilus. However... Fools! 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 I don't know if I read enough O's in that. I'm going to choke to death. Ah! Deplorable! So deplorable it is! No matter how many plebeians come together,
They're still but plebeians.
Plebeians? I don't know. I'm surprised that he knows that word, I'll say. I can't say you... Plebeian. That's what it is, plebeian. But it's just... It's weird when I'm saying it in Nemo's voice. I can't say things right.
My ambitions and dreams, the fruit of a scientific spirit, the unstoppable, immovable, invincible Nautilus. To think you would deign to challenge it with such a puny force.
God. Impey Victor, could you just kill him already? I know. He's a great side character and a great villain, and like he's great. He's a great character because he's like just a fucking nutter butters. But oh, it hurts doing his voice.
Return to the ground and relearn your primary school science.
As if to mock the fleet's desperation, the Nautilus echoes its gunfire across the London night sky. In the midst of the ships that fall one after the next, engulfed in a fireball and turning into a blossom of flames.
Damn it, the blasted Nemo. He's really getting carried away.
The airship that carries Lupin's crew heads directly toward the Iron Castle.
Whoa, that was a close shave. Stations, damage report.
And this is the monitor. It was close, but not a direct hit. We can still do this. Battery here. Looks like a shockwave blew off part of the plating. We won't be able to sustain another one. Engine room. Engine output is decreasing. I'll try to keep it steady, but this is about the fastest speed we can sustain.
Damn it! The gun port is no joke. Our effective range is so long that we can't even get close.
Unfavorable reports arrive to the helm one after another. Finis stands behind him, staring forward, unmoving, a stern expression on his face. Are you sure about this? Can you even close the distance at this rate?
Not a problem. I can handle it. Anyway, are you sure the information you gave is accurate?
Yes. The Nautilus wasn't designed with the assumption of an attack from a far higher altitude. So in any case, keep high. The lower you are, the more of a disadvantage you'll have. I get that much, but it's not exactly fair having that much firepower and advantageous positioning.
What do you suppose we should do, Impey? If we can't get close, we're eventually going to get hit.
Listening to the shouts over the voice tube, Finis turns his gaze to the ship that spreads before him. Voice tube, a device made up of parts such as metal tubes to transmit voices to faraway locations. It is widely used on airships and the like. Just a little more. A place that I never thought I'd be able to reach again. A place where sister and father are nearly within my grasp. Damn it, we're so close.
There's one other way to board the Nautilus.
What?
Hurry up and spill it, then. Now is not the time to be keeping secrets. Well, you see, it would sort of be picking up at the scars of approximately one person, so I was trying to avoid it.
Picking at scars? You can't be serious.
Yep, Van the Man. The only means of attack on this ship, and in many ways, perhaps the ultimate weapon. The Helsing Cannon Mark II.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Are we going to put Van Helsing in a cannonball again? Because that was fucking great. I still love that. Helsing Cannon Mark II. No, it's just Helsing Cannon. A weapon that throws all pretense of practicality out the window, in which a person, Van Helsing, is loaded as a cannonball and fired at an enemy ship. It was upgraded in some way or another by Impey's own hands.
Helsing Cannon? Why do I have a bad feeling about this? There's no time to explain in detail, but it's a way to sneak someone into the Nautilus.
I mean, it's true that we might be able to get in with that, but,
But there's only room for one. Due to its method, it's one or nothing. Read the manual for more information.
As Impey makes a face that couldn't look any more suspicious, Finis glances down at the manual that was handed to him. A new feature of the Helsing Cannon Mark II. People other than Van Helsing will no longer meet their instantaneous doom. What is this? And just one person, huh? So it's like last time, then. Ignoring the confusion of Finis and Delacroix II, a sigh, as deep as an ocean trench, flows from the voice tube. Loath as I am to admit it,
We have little choice. The cannon is the same place as before, correct? The sound of Van Helsing's movements can be heard through the voice tube. That is, until Finnis speaks up. Wait, Helsing. If someone has to board it, then let it be me. What? Have you lost your marbles? I understand how you feel, but we're sending one person behind lines alone. It should be our strongest force. And second to beautiful, we should let it be Van Helsing because I don't want to go in there. Oh, come on, no. We know. Even Lupin knows that Van Helsing is the strongest. Lupin's just like, I'm the prettiest. I don't know. Van Helsing's pretty fucking sexy. Pretty. Okay, you've got the pretty, he's got the sexy. I don't know. Essentially, either Van Helsing with his firepower, or myself with my sneaking abilities. See, he thinks he's right up there with Van Helsing. No. Pardon? No. Are you a child? No means no. It actually does. No does mean no. Finnis has a point, Lupin. I've left behind so many things on that ship. Now's my only opportunity to get them back. Finnis scrunches his eyebrows together in a childlike manner. Besides, it's not like I'd be going in without a plan. Even if Helsing did break in, they'd find him out immediately, close off the block partition, and that'd be that. Whereas I'm Finnis from that point on. The Twilight soldiers won't be able to tell the differences between us. That, in itself, should be a huge advantage if we're going to sneak in, I'm sure. I see. I thought it was just an outburst of emotion, but you're staying composed surprisingly well. As if to probe Finnis's intentions, there's a brief silence from the voice tube. The silence is soon broken by Lupin's voice. Suit yourself, but don't force yourself. Once we can get through the cannonballs, we'll board as well. Okay, no, just the way it changed, so weird. I was like, did I skip something? Head to the deck once you're ready. I'll handle the preparations and hit the launch button when the time comes. I hope you won't regret this. I want nothing more than this. He's like, I hope you don't regret this, kid. He's like, you're probably gonna regret this. The boom of explosions repeatedly shake the colossal Nautilus. It's almost like the beating of a heart. I wonder what's happening outside. I have no more tears to cry, no more screams from the bottom of my lungs. I can't even feel the agony that comes with the alteration of the horologium any longer. Like a sacrifice to God, I was carried up by the steel tendrils, my head drooping down. It would appear you no longer have the energy to so much as utter a peep, sister. If there's something you need to say, you'd best say it now while you can. If I ever feel the urge, I'll deliver those last words to Lupin and the other. The others. I don't even have the will to raise my head. Even so, I move my dry lips and force out a hoarse voice. Save. Oh my gosh, guess what? We got here. Save. Save. Okay, so this is where we would normally be getting, we would go down the good ending or the normal ending. So what I'm going to do is go back right now. We're going to load and we're going to go through all the normal stuff. I realized we didn't save at that point, so I had to go back. Okay. So we're going to say, well, so that's right. So he asked us, oh, what are you feeling sentimental? Well, of course I am. It's a little hazy compared to 2 years ago, but this is my house. Because this is where Father promised to meet me again one day. My house? Don't be so silly. It's an illusion, sister. Because that was basically it, so. So maybe we'll get the normal. We're supposed to still take his hand. Obviously, because otherwise refuse hand is a bad ending. So maybe we will actually get to the normal ending in this part, and then we'll go down the. I don't know how long the ending is, so. Chapter 2. Oh, that's right. We were going to actually try walking outside. Right, we walked outside last time. So this time this will be slightly different because we'll stay in the room. It didn't really matter what you did. This choice did not make a difference. We'll stay in the room.
I take a breath and sit down on the bed. Maybe it'd be best to stay put. I'm sure Fitness and the others are fully aware that I'm still uncooperative. Rather than risk tighter surveillance with my recklessness, it would be best for me to lay low and keep them off guard. The most important thing for a thief is to have the patience to find an opportunity. An intriguing aphorism? Aphorism. Might that be Arsène Lupin's principle? The sudden words make me jump. Before I realize it, a tall old man is standing there. Tall or otherwise, I did not want to be rude to a lady, but you did not respond to my knock, so I entered. Don't lie to me. I didn't hear a single knock. Jimmy A. Allister, top executive of Twilight and Finnis' subordinate, and according to Van Helsing himself, a man who has significant ties with him as well. I glare at Allister with a face of clear cautiousness, and he narrows his eyes as if to toy with me. You're pretty calm for being caught off guard. The result of Van Helsing's teachings, I wonder. Not just Van Helsing, but all the others as well. If I'm able to keep calm, it's thanks to them. I can tell his intentions for coming here. I can't tell his intentions for coming here. But this may actually be convenient for me. I open my mouth to ask him the single question I have on my mind. Alistair, why are you helping with Finnis' plan? What do you have to gain if Father is revived? Our gazes mingle and an odd chill shoots through my body, as if he's looking straight through me. I'm not obligated to answer your question, but I find your existence curious. I'll grant you an exception and answer you. Wonder what he finds curious about me. Alistair chuckles, smiling as if to ascertain something. The reason I'm helping with Finnis' plan is actually a very simple one. I'm a subordinate. A mere servant such as myself can't very well refuse a superior's orders, can he? And also I'm quite sad because my arch-nemesis Sherlock Holmes is dead. But I'll find him on the Nautilus and he'll kill me and it'll be glorious. But I don't know that yet. Anyway, do you really believe that? I return his brazen answer with a glare, and he laughs and shrugs his shoulders. I do. That's my belief, but let's see. If there's another reason, it would be that I have an interest in the new world that Isaac aims to create. The world that Father wants to create? Yes. He was called the modern Prometheus, changed this world through the invention of the Neo steam engine. I simply envisage that some of his caliber may be capable of recreating this world. Recreate the world? Alistair speaks as though he's enjoying himself, but something like that would undoubtedly come with unprecedented pain. The creation of a new world is akin to the destruction of the old one. I can only wonder whether that untold misery is reflected in his eyes. All right, now it's my turn to ask you a question. Likewise, why did you come along with Finnis? Because I wanted to know the whereabouts of Father. Is that all, really? As if to probe for the truth, Alistair's dark eyes imprison me. I can't stop myself from backing away from those eyes that, for some reason, remind me of those of Sholmes. Ha! Funny. If all you seek are his whereabouts, then you've already fulfilled your objective. As you heard, Isaac has died. There shouldn't be any reason for you to remain here. Is it because you want to revive Isaac that you continue to stay here, or... No need to stare daggers. No matter what you may be thinking, I don't intend on reproaching you. You say that as if you know everything I'm thinking. Gee, I wonder. I am elderly, after all. Maybe I simply enjoy teasing youngsters like you. Quite the glare you've got there. It's so palpable that I find it hard to believe you're a doll at all. Alistair smiles. It's by no means good-willed, but it's odd in that I don't sense any malice in it. Do you have any more business with me? He traces his beard with his fingers as if pondering something. No, that will suffice. It was a truly enjoyable discussion. This cranky old man will take his leave. My apologies for the intrusion. With those words, Alistair left the room, looking somehow satisfied. Interesting. Oh, sad Finnis. Sad Finnis is sad. We'll probably get to the point where we can do the last choice, and we'll do the endings in the next part, because so this part is just all skipping and seeing some hidden scenes. So some little hidden things. La 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 la. So like, I mean, seriously, we got like one more part of this left, and then we got to do like the deli stuff. I don't know how long that's gonna take. I can't imagine it's super long. It's like a little added bonus thing. I think it's just like, if you love me, why did you create me with this poison? I never wanted to be a monster. I want to be normal. And then that's pretty much it. Okay, so there was really nothing for that. But yeah, so we'll do the thing. So there's only probably a couple more parts of this left, and then, God, guys, then it's Hakuoki time. Are you excited? I know you are, because the vote video, everyone's really excited about Hakuoki. I mean, everyone put up the video like, vote for the next game, and like everyone's like, Hakuoki, yeah, can't wait for it. And I'm like, every other game is like tied right now. Still at this point. Of course, I'm recording this way in advance, you know this, but hold on. Following Finis's command, I turn my back to the scene and begin to run. I don't want to die. Besides, Finis wouldn't be able to get away if I stay behind. Or so I convince myself. But like, my biggest reason for turning my back is because I don't want to watch as my brother and friend kill one another. But likely. I continued to run as I phased out the death cries that echoed out one after another. So like, I mean, I just like how Hansel gets all up in our face and like, you smell like cookies. It's like, that's weird. That's an interesting way to ask me on a date there, boy. I hope you're romanceable in the next game. Cause that ought to be fun, cause you're scary. Bye, bird. Good boy. Good birdie. I give him praise because he knows not to poop on me. He's trained like a dog. So he knew. He's like, oh, I have to go potty. I fly away from my mommy. Thank you. I appreciate it. Also, he's like, by the way, I need to go play and eat now. I've been napping. Is this enough? Yeah, so we'll get to the point where we're about to go down. So we'll do the normal path, the normal ending, and the good endings in the next part, because, I mean, we'll get to the last choice and then there's no point. So I'm just going to let you sit here and suffer and watch us skip through this. I'll just wait till it gets to the choice thing and then we'll kind of wrap it up. But yeah, I can't believe that. Like, there's a part of me that's like, okay, cool. I don't want to say I'm ready for this to end, but it's like, it's okay. It's fine. Like, it'll be fine. Like, I'm excited to play a new game, but at the same time, it's all of a sudden going to be like bittersweet. Like, yeah, new game, cool. And then it's going to be like, I miss them so much though. They become part of my daily life. Who am I kidding? My Code Realized poster from buying the limited edition is hanging literally right above my TV, like off to the left. But so I can sit here as I'm playing and I just glance at it. And all the cards that came with the game are like spread out on the shelf that I have over there. So it's like, I just look over and like, all I see are our boys. I see my boys. Everywhere I look now. It's great. Oh, and the pins are, the little chibi pins are stuck in my bookshelf, my built-in shelves that are above my thing. So yeah, everywhere I look, all I have to do is like glance slightly over, like slightly to the left, and there they are. So it's not like, come on. Come on. Yay. Anyway, so Tell Me the Love? Is that really what that chapter is called? Anyway. Van Helsing canon. Oh man. I really wanted that to happen. Anyway, so this is where we're going to stop it. And when we come back in the next part, we will choose What of the Outside and get the normal ending. So I imagine there's a little bit left in this chapter. So we're just going to read the chapter as if we were getting the normal ending. And then we'll go back, do the good ending. So yeah, anyway, that's it. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.